Greetings and welcome to the Prime Directive. I'm your host, Jefficho. My co-host is always Chris. Say hi, Chris.
Hello.
So, Chris, season finale, Lower Decks, episode 10, No Small Parts. What'd you think?
It was really good.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah.
That was definitely the best episode of Lower Decks. And I think that might be the best episode of New Trek that we've seen so far.
I think it's up there.
Yeah, so let's dive into that.
Isn't every best episode have a certain number one in it?
Yeah, you could say this episode was number one.
It was number one.
Yeah.
For sure.
I can't believe you all started re-worshipping the dang computer.
Well, Landru is very persuasive.
Consume the intruders! Obey Landru!
Starts off on Beta 3 where they revisit the planet with Landru.
Mm-hmm.
Which I love, because I was just looking at memes the other day and that showed me Landru. I was like, yes.
I don't know why, I really laughed at just the little do not worship sign that they just sort of hung on Landru there. It's like, guys!
In Contact and Federation kind of doesn't follow up on that, which comes back later. But we see Brad and Beckett are still on planet.
Yeah, they're distributing goodies.
Arts and supplies.
Yeah, which seems fine.
Yeah.
I actually don't know what that would violate, really.
No.
They weren't handing out technology like crayons.
I guess they're not Federation members, so they're not really supposed to be there.
I guess. But like, I guess the idea was they were giving them something to do other than worship the computer. Like, here's some arts and crafts. You want to get a hobby, kid.
Yeah. Here's some crayons. And Brad's getting in there and she's all like, hey, what are you doing? They're like, hey, I can break the rules too. Maybe you can get me out of trouble because, your mom's the captain. And of course, everybody on the bridge can hear this.
Yes, delightful.
And then she beams him up.
Does Captain Mommy give you captain kisses?
Captain kisses.
So it's weird revisiting planets from the TOS era.
TOS?
It's what I call the 2260s. Stands for Those Old Scientists.
I enjoyed Jack just being like, oh yeah, it's really weird revisiting these TOS planets.
I had to do a mental double take on that before he explained what he meant by it, which was also pretty funny, but I was just like, TOS, wait, what? Who?
Yeah.
And I also really appreciated how his little pad had Kirk and Spock, but drawn in the animated series style. Like, let's unpack that for a bit. So I guess that's supposed to be a photo of Kirk and Spock, but because we're an animated show, the photo will be animated. So I guess that's just like when you look at a photo from the 60s or 70s, you can kind of tell based on the way the photo, like, is that the joke? Am I overthinking this? I liked it. It was good.
We see the USS Solvang.
Mm-hmm.
It's sitting in California, of course, because it's a bloody sister ship, Chris.
Every time.
Another California class.
Man, I really want to see a Federation starship in this episode.
I would love to.
Other than a California
I would
class.
love to, but I don't know.
I don't know.
But brand new ship, there's still film on the control panels, and no boots on the bridge.
I was cute how everyone was in their socks. I like that, yeah.
Warp now!
And then they get dubbed, Chris. They get...
Oh my god.
Like, I love that they're trying to go to warp, and they got the clamp on in the cell, and it's just like... I was like, ooh.
This was actually a really good switch between comedy and actually, like, that was fairly intense.
Yeah.
There was, it was pretty brutal the way that ship got ripped apart, and the scene of them, I guess, ripping themselves apart going to warp was actually, like, it looked great. It was a very pretty scene, even though it was kind of horrific.
They built tension in this episode really good, considering it's a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Tandy's excited about showing new people around the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Sam found a new button on his implant.
Yes, I like that button. I want to go back and click through all the little, like, just frame by frame, all the little modes that we saw. Sexy mode, yeah.
And we get, like, an exocom who joins Starfleet to make her dad mad.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peanut Hamper.
Peanut Hamper. Tandy is so precious. She just goes along with all this stuff.
Yeah. I love it! She did pretty good in medical, not anywhere else, but it was pretty decent in medical.
Yes.
But when they called on her later, Chris, she just left.
Peanut Hamper can laser things very well, but she's not good with actually manipulating objects.
I really like that they painted the exocom into like a Starfleet uniform.
Yeah, right. You're out of uniform, cadet.
Captain and Beckett talk about their new problem, and Jack apparently can get hard if you need him to.
Yes, that was great. The poor guy is so conflicted. conflicted.
Yeah.
He's so conflicted.
Even later when like they want to get a promotion to like the Sacramento, and he's just like working out, and he's just like, oh, Brad, you're promotable. You're so promotable. But Becca, you're the captain's daughter.
I gotta kiss ass if I can.
Yeah.
Also, he's got this weird latent attraction to her. He's like, gotta work out.
Yeah, so he has to work out and think. The cat doctor wants to hook up with Shax.
I think we've explored that a little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just, threw it out there today. Weird episode to do that. Why would you even talk about a relationship with those two there?
Oh, no.
Hey, Mariner! I'm Lieutenant Levy. We went on a date last year. I don't know if you recall.
Yeah, Steve, I remember. You said Wolf 359 was an inside job.
It totally was.
Beckett, everybody's whispering about her. They're like, oh, she's the captain's daughter, this and that. And Steve, who thinks Wolf 359 was an inside job.
Kind of?
Yeah.
A little bit?
They had Picard's memories. He told them
It
everything.
was certainly, yeah. I mean, it wasn't like a willing inside job, but I guess it was kind of an inside job.
Yeah, he also said the Dominion War didn't happen either, Chris.
That's super weird because I think that was like 6 years ago or something.
Yeah.
That's weird.
So they get a distress call from the Kawa system. The Titan apparently is also in range. Why won't they just send the Titan? I don't care. I don't care.
Oh.
Like, sorry, Lower Decks. I like your show, but send me the Titan.
You really want to see the Titan.
Yeah.
They've teased us with the Titan, I think, before in this show.
Yeah, they did.
I think it's been name dropped.
It has been.
Yeah.
In that episode, I was complaining in our review. I was like, give me an animated Troy, an animated Riker, and the Titan, for Christ's sakes.
Maybe one day you'll get that.
One day. So Beckett says she's considering going to Sacramento. I enjoyed how she's just faking it.
Yes, she was really good, fake good officer.
Yeah.
Technically, you outranked me, sir.
They might be looking for someone a little less criminally insubordinate.
Good call. I'd better start adjusting my attitude. Sir!
What are you doing? Stop it.
Is that an order?
Yes! I mean, no!
Permission to go to my station, sir!
You have a station?
Haha, good one, sir!
The Cerritos shows up, finds his ship's wreckage, and then they're shot at and tractored.
Pretty immediately, yeah.
This doesn't make any sense. The Packlets aren't this powerful.
I thought they were kind of a joke.
Yeah, you guys aren't wrong. Packlets would fake distress calls so they could steal technology from anyone who showed up to help.
They thought it was the Enterprise, and they're pretty upgraded. I think Geordi did a little too much for them.
Yeah, like, holy shit. They are really good at whatever trap bullshit they're pulling off. Like, they got Klingon bits, they got Romulan bits, they got Bajoran bits.
Yeah, Captain decides to get Beckett to save the ship instead. Why do her job? Sam's pretty optimistic.
Yes, Sam's been great.
Optimistic mode was just on
Yeah.
full force.
I don't know.
Why are you so chipper?
Sam and Tandy are always some of the most fun in these episodes. Like,
Yeah.
like the whole show is comedic relief, but Sam and Tandy are like comedic relief for the comedic relief. I don't know. I like them. They have a great dynamic.
He decides to get Badgie to create a virus, but he has to disable the safeties first. But Badgie agrees not to kill him, so he believes that.
Still love Evil Clippy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope we see more of Evil Clippy.
I enjoyed the intruders beaming over very slowly.
Very slowly. I guess the transporter technology that they nicked wasn't very good.
Make go faster.
Yeah.
Guys, right here? Yep, great stuff in that one. All the way in back there? Yeah, if you did this
How much contraband have you hidden on my ship?
I don't know, a lot.
They're running around the ship and they arm up because Beckett's got contraband all over the ship.
And I bet you this was the same contraband from episode 1 that she sliced Wendler's leg open with.
Yeah, she had the batleth. So you know that. So yeah, they have a fight. Shax does like a total Street Fighter move. He like even says it. It wasn't like Hadouken, but it was something, and then he attacked. I was like, wow, did he just do a Street Fighter thing? Beckett saves Mom, and she's saying Mom a lot in this one. It's not Captain, it's Mom. Because the secret's out, she don't care no more.
Yeah, damage is done.
It's sad comedy when the EXO comes, just screw you over there. But Peanut Hamper, she left.
That was kind of the original Exocomp episode, though, because that whole
Yeah.
thing is they didn't want to be sent to die. So I guess that's consistent.
These are the many.
Yeah.
Sam's gonna upload the virus, so Shax just throws him over his shoulder.
Yeah.
Runs to
Here we
the sequel. And he's insane. He phasers the hull so the ship can go out. And then he just smashes into the hull of the other ship.
Just brute force solution to every problem. Every problem is just, how can I smash this?
Shax was on fire in this episode. I'm really looking forward to what else he does. Badgie's evil plan now, because he was like, oh, I'm just not gonna upload past 99% until they kill you. But then he's just like, well, now I'm gonna blow up the ship. And so Shax rips the implant out.
Which was actually really hardcore. And that was a little brutal. It sort of reminded me of Icheb a bit there.
Well, considering he loses his memories, it was not a careful medical procedure.
No. I am interested to see what he ends up being replaced with. Actually, did we see him with his regular face at the end, or was he still bandaged? I actually don't remember now.
I'm pretty sure he's still bandaged.
Okay. But again, it's just brute force solution to everything. There's a problem.
I love him pushing the shuttle out, and then of course the force field, but then it all blows up.
Stop it! He's mine!
Shax has been a lot of really good lines in this show. And I'm wondering what they're going to replace him with. But he has been great, and
that's what I really like.
I was critical of.
I was worried that the captain was going to give it to Beckett.
Yeah.
But now I'm just like, this is something else to look forward to. Like, we've got some good cliffhangers, and they Tasha Yard's Shax, so we're gonna get somebody else.
Always the security officers. But no, he's like, rest in peace, man. He's walking with the prophets now. He's up in the celestial temple, blowing up people's warp cores.
You're living the dream.
More power to the man.
So we see Brad and Beckett are commanding the ship now. Apparently, they're ensign lower decks people, but why not?
Yeah.
Several more ships show up, and they just start tearing at the hull.
Yeah.
And they are screwed. But then the Titan shows up, Chris. The Titan shows up.
Incoming ship? It's the Titan!
And we get to see animated Frakes and Troy. Everything I want, Chris. Everything I want.
As soon as this happened, I was like, Jeff is just the happiest he has ever been watching this.
So good.
I actually missed, when I was watching this the first time, the name of the other ship that was in range. I guess I wasn't quite paying attention. They're like, someone else is in range, and I didn't quite get it. So the Packlids kept saying, oh, this isn't the Enterprise, and I sort of assumed the Enterprise would warp in and save them. So when it was the fucking Titan with actual Frakes and Troy on it, I was like, holy shit!
And it was the design of the Titan perfectly. Oh, I loved it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and they just kicked ass till they retreated.
And again, just like the destruction sequence earlier, it was a gorgeous looking battle.
Yeah,
that was great.
It's funny because Titan's a sweet ship, but it's a smaller ship, and it's a deep research ship, but it can kick ass apparently.
Apparently, I guess it needed to. But I guess the California class are probably not especially well armed.
No.
They're mostly for dicking around in established Starfleet territory, I guess.
Yeah.
So
revisiting TOS planets and stuff.
Whatever.
So we get to Starbase and they're getting repaired, and then the captain's just like, oh, I hate it when they repair my ships and they come out all looking Sovereign class.
Yeah, right. No California class -A for us.
Yeah. Tendy's reading to Sam. Of course, he doesn't have his memories. They have the funeral for Shax. And talks to Beckett about the Federation's blind eye to other cultures and how she likes that Beckett can do that, and she hates that she's restricted by regulations. So they kind of make a deal. I like that because she's like a second contact specialist, so she sees the flaw in the Federation and Starfleet's plan, and they just don't revisit these planets that help out enough.
I think saying Starfleet has a policy of some interference was actually pretty poignant.
Yeah,
because they're not supposed to, but we do see them interfere or not, sort of when it suits them, at least on the show, is quite a bit.
Jack talks to Deanna, and she's like telling him his flaws.
She just, like, that was brutal. Like, I have to assume this is the first time meeting the guy, and she just, annihilates
She totally knew who he was.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got that sense.
Deanna! Can you introduce me to any of your Betazoid friends?
Jack, I sense you exaggerate your confidence in order to mask an ocean of insecurity.
Oh, will they sense that too? I can make that work for me.
Frakes talks to Brad, gives him a promotion to the Titan.
That was a big surprise, because, like, holy shit, where are we going with this?
Well, I mean, they're all going to end up back on the ship, but we might get 1 or 2 episodes of him on the Titan. Oh, Chris, if we just get, like, a full episode of Brad just walking around the Titan, I don't even care if something happens.
Oh, man. You know who's the first officer on the Titan?
You know, I don't even know.
It's Tuvok.
At one point, yeah.
Yeah, it's Tuvok.
Is it in this one?
I have no idea.
Because at one point it's Tuvok. There was 2 before him, both girls. Yeah, I can dive into beta canon if you want, Chris. Yeah. I follow it. Tuvok was a poor choice, though.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, we have options for lots of cameos on the Titan. We got Wesley, of course, who's apparently their engineer or whatever, and Tuvok, and we can do
Geordi. I think Geordi should be the first officer before he goes off to his Galaxy class ship, which obviously never happens. Picard destroyed the cannon and that. Voyager did one good thing, was put Geordi on the Galaxy class Enterprise. Riker's late to the bridge, Chris.
Oh, this was great. That was a good
because he was watching the first Enterprise on the holodeck.
You know, Archer and those guys? What a story. Those guys had a long road getting from there to here.
Course set for the Tolgana system, Captain, awaiting your command.
Because those guys had a long road getting from here to there, Chris.
Gorgeous. This show is just not afraid of meta references. It is not afraid of just, like, it is, I've said this before, but this show is so for Star Trek fans. Like, Picard and Discovery are really worried about being accessible to a general audience, and I'm sure this show is entertaining enough if you've never seen Star Trek before, but they're not afraid or ashamed of all the history, and they're happy to make jokes about it, and they're happy to be like, yeah, people would probably talk about these things, this would be known.
Yeah, that's one of my issues with the other series is they're trying to be like, oh, we're going to be Game of Thrones in space, or we're going to be like Westworld, or we're going to be like this or that. It's just be like Star Trek. Like, it's been around long enough that people will gravitate towards it if you just write good stories. And that's what I really love about this show is it knows what it is and it wants to be what it is.
Yeah. And I think I would have to imagine there's a little bit less studio interference. Yeah, I'm betting it's just like, oh, it's the animated one. Yeah, you're in charge. Go do your thing. And sometimes you can end up with a much better product.
If this was live action, it would not be as good.
Captain wants us to escort Commander Troy to Tolgana 4.
Ooh, I hear the Klingon district's intense.
There's a bar in Andoria Town you guys would love.
Whoa, you've been there?
Yeah, I can show you around if you want.
Brad's like the cool guy on this ship, eh?
Yeah, I liked that.
He's ignoring the constant calls from Beckett, but... Yeah, it's just like,
that's just some chick from my last ship.
We're going to that planet. Cool. I've been to the bar there.
Yeah. I can show you guys around.
Yeah, this episode ended with one of my favorite things, Chris, that I'm still laughing at. It's like Frakes saying, "Give me a warp factor of 5, 6, 7, 8," and then jazz playing.
Oh, not the jazz again.
I was like, oh, this is so amazing, and I just love seeing Troy sitting there, little animated Troy.
Yeah.
Her voice and everything, it was just so perfect. Yeah, favorite episode. This was so good.
Yeah.
Mariner, this makes us even.
You know Riker? Yeah, who do you think hooks me up with all my contraband? Dude is flush with Romulan ale and...
I'm sorry, what was that?
We're still in red alert. Target those ships and fire.
Final thoughts, Chris.
Final thoughts, that was so good. So first of all, this was a great episode. It was great to watch. There was a lot of great jokes. It did a good job of there was a lot of stuff even from the previous this season that was relevant here.
Badgie.
So it did a great job of being a season finale in that sense, and all the rest of the season sort of mattered. We'd seen that captain before that had made the distress call. We'd seen all the contraband before. We'd seen Badgie before. All this stuff, sort of things we built to in that sense. So we had
Even in Salmon is like implant going haywire, and now he's lost it, and I imagine they're not going to put it back.
But yeah, I don't know where
but
they're
like,
going.
That's a big change for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's so in addition to it being a good episode, just standalone, it was a gorgeous episode. It was a great finale in that it built on all these things, and it was a great finale in that there's so many hooks to get me to watch the next season. Like I'm really curious about where we're going with Boimler on the Titan. I'm really curious about where we're going with a new security officer. I
can tell you right now, Boimler's getting sent right back because of something he did in the holodeck with Troy.
Well, I mean, shit, but we're gonna see it. Like, I want to figure it out how. Like, I don't imagine this is suddenly going to be a show going forward that has 2 different ships.
Frakes is gonna be like, not another Barkley.
Yeah. But you know what's going on with Sam now? Like, there's lots of really interesting things.
Him and Tenny's little relationship, and just having to regain his memories and stuff. Mm-hmm. Oh, you lost your memories? That's great. We can be best friends all over again.
She's so precious.
Yeah.
Wait. You made a dog?
Yeah, and it could fly. Oh, and another time, we stole a bunch of T-88s.
Oh, man! The scanners with the purple stripe? Those are amazing!
You gotta imagine that they're gonna get promoted to, like, Brad's already been promoted, but to, like, lieutenant or something. Yeah. I think it's just weird that they're ensigns and they're, like, running the ship.
Yeah. I can see... The only idea I have for where they're gonna go next season is not a very good one. I would be a little disappointed if they did this, but... I'm sort of wondering, like, you know, how does he end up back on the Cerritos? Like, how do we end up at sort of a status quo again? Because I think we've established that lieutenants don't really count as lower decks, so I feel like he has to get demoted, right? Or the show's not lower decks anymore? I don't know. I'm thinking that the Titan's probably going to end up in some sort of timey-wimey problem, and the only way to fix it is going to be for... Like, Boimler's going to have to do something that deletes, like, the past month or however, and he'll just end up back on the Titan. I think it'll be before even Mariner's Secret came out, and I think Shax will still be alive. I would be a little disappointed with that, because I sort of really like that they were willing to do that with the stakes.
Yeah.
But I could see that as being a solution they would go to.
That's not a bad idea, but yeah, no, I agree. I'd rather keep the stakes. Like, I'm always happy when they're, like, willing to actually build something up and then, like, knock it down, and not just be like, hey, don't worry, next season we're just gonna bring people back.
Yeah, because we've been seeing a lot of that in
every show.
In the current new Star Treks. There's been a lot
show, like, nobody dies
except for Ariam, but that after the entire episode of building her up, I wonder if they're gonna kill her.
Lorca. He still hints, though. Prime Lorca.
Yeah.
Oh, Strange New Worlds? I wonder if they need a captain out there.
Yeah. Right. Give me warp in the factor of 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, the jazz.
Frakes.
You're not over it yet.
Titan. I'm gonna go back and watch it again, Chris, and I'm just gonna watch the Titan as it just flies through space and that sweet battle. Yeah. One day we'll get a live action version of that.
I don't think we can anymore.
I love though, like, this show's just, it's given us other starship designs, like the Titan, the Vancouver, and we've seen a few other ones, and it's just like
that really Warhammer-y medical ship. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. Really enjoying the show.
And we are going back to Discovery next week.
Yeah, we are. Saw the little trailer, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're excited. They seem pretty excited about their next season.
I want to believe. Honestly, I've heard a lot less fanfare about season 3 than I have for the previous 2 seasons, which I guess sort of makes sense, but I don't know. Maybe that's just the channels I've been looking at, but I'm not feeling as much hype for this season as there were for the other 2.
I just look forward to throwing future canon flags, because it doesn't actually make sense because it's the future, but still, they're going to ruin the canon.
They're going to ruin the canon that doesn't exist yet by being Discovery in the canon.
You know, technically in TNG season 3, episode 4, where Q showed up and he took Picard to the future for a second. We saw on that planet, the Federation still had all these.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching, guys. And we'll see you next season for that, and Discovery coming up next week.
All right.
So